Greetings, I'm St. Van Ayersdale, editor of TheReeler.com, and welcome to the first weekly episode of Reeler TV. We thought it'd be fun to bring what we do on The Reeler to online video, so let's just give it a shot, see what happens. First up, the news. Last week, the New York Film Festival announced that Wes Anderson's new one, The Darjeeling Limited, will open the festival in September. It will be joined by the Coen brothers' No Country for Old Men and the Palme d'Or winner from this year's Cannes Film Festival, 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. In other festival news, Abel Ferrara is said to be premiering, at least the U.S. premiere anyhow, of his new film Go-Go Tales at the New York International Independent Film and Video Festival. That's going to be July 26th. We tried to confirm with Abel. He sent a note back basically saying, a def maybe, keep you posted, love Abel. Abel, that's so nice. And so the tickets are on sale now. You can get those at the festival's website. In other news, the Weinsteins were featured in an article last week in Fortune magazine in which one of the board members mentioned that an outside CEO may be in the works as long as it can find someone who, quote, works with the market, the investors, and the brothers. Right, that'll happen. Finally, Joel Siegel passed away last week at age 63 after a long battle with colon cancer. Inveterate. ABC TV film critic and entertainment editor. He will be missed. And just, the first thing we thought of after we heard the news was, of course, his classic pan of Carrie the Musical. Do we have that somewhere? Can we look at that?
She sings, and I quote, "It's a simple little gig. You help me kill a pig, and I've got some uses for the blood." And the guy singing backup go, "Pig, pig, blood, blood, pig, pig, blood, blood."
All right, Joel, rest in peace. After this break, we will be back with Steve Zahn, the star of Rescue Dawn, which is opening this Wednesday. Stay tuned.
You're going to have to forgive me. I don't usually do this.
You don't normally do interviews?
Not with actresses.
Critics are calling Interview smart and funny.
Do you know anything about me at all?
Look, I want to know what's haunting you.
Sienna Miller is spectacular.
I'm not crazy, Pierre. I just want to kill you.
Get over yourself.
Buscemi gives a tour de force performance.
You are beautiful.
Ed, you're better when you're drunk.
Compelling from start to finish.
Would you kiss me, Pierre?
Interview. Rated R. Coming soon to select cities.
Next up, we are joined by Steve Zahn, the co-star of Werner Herzog's new film Rescue Dawn, a narrative retelling of Herzog's 1997 documentary Little Dieter Needs to Fly. You're obviously physically taking a huge hit in this role. What was that process like?
That was hard. I mean, I've never done anything like that for a part. I lost 40 pounds in 4 months, and I dieted and ran, basically. But it became as much of a mental prep as it was a physical, just in that if you ever do that, it really kind of changes a lot of, other than your back fat, it also works on the head.
What was it like observing him on set and knowing how seriously and how, I guess, obsessed he was with this particular idea and these characters?
It was interesting because as close as hold on, that's Hollywood calling. Tell him $8.5 million, or I'm not doing it. Werner, as close as he was to Dieter, and as much as he wanted to make the movie, when we actually made the movie, he was somewhat detached from it emotionally. I thought that was very interesting. And he gave us a lot of liberties, which I thought was interesting. He kind of told us, if anything, he would tell us, hey, don't worry about the documentary. Don't, it's not important. This is a movie, and it's going to be different. And do what you want to do.
He also has the reputation for really driving his actors and being very intense on a set. And I guess, was that what you observed as well? Was that your experience?
Yeah, actually, it was less than I really kind of expected. And really, I was prepared for anything along with the other guys. But what's great about him is he's always the first one up the trail. And he doesn't tell you where he wants you to float down the rapids. He jumps in and he literally shows you, which I've never worked with a director like that. And so there was a lot of trust and respect.
Hello, we are here at the Pioneer Theater for our In the Lobby segment, where we discuss films that are coming out this week with local critics. And for our first episode, we are joined by Vadim Rizov of TheReeler.com. How are you, Vadim?
I'm fine, Stu.
First, we want to talk about Rescue Dawn. One of our contributors, Louis Beale, wrote last week that this is a racist film in its treatment of Southeast Asians and the armies, basically, that were fighting the Americans. Do you sympathize with that at all?
I'm not buying it, primarily because Herzog's just like fearlessly apolitical and never really seems to take a stand on anything. Frankly, I'm not sure why, if the whole movie is from Dieter's viewpoint, we need a complex, multifaceted viewpoint of the Vietnamese. The opening shot of the movie is slow down archival footage of test bombing footage of Vietnam. And if some people somehow need to be told that the Vietnam War was not exactly a triumph for the American forces, they probably should watch something before Rescue Dawn first.
Finally, we look at Joshua, which is documentary director George Ratliff's narrative feature debut, starring Jacob Kogan as a 9-year-old terror. This film has been, I guess, compared to Rosemary's Baby meets The Omen. I wouldn't give it even that much credit, would you?
Oh, I actually liked it, but I don't buy those comparisons.
No? Okay, well, why not?
Well, Ratliff said in an interview somewhere or other that he thinks, I think like paraphrased, supernatural horror is stupid. I'm not interested in that.
Right.
And he does do his best to avoid like any kind of like possibility of something unnerving. Like it's not really a Bad Seed movie. I'm not really buying all these, The Bad Seed or The Omen or either version or whatever. It just doesn't stack up. The kid isn't, have red contact lenses in his eyes or anything. He doesn't do anything freaky like that. He's just a freak.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Vadim.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for joining us. Thanks to the Pioneer Theater for hosting this episode of Reeler TV. And, make sure you check out what we have about these films and everything else going on in New York film. News, notes, happenings, gossip. Our new events calendar is comprehensive. It's big time. Check that out and go see a few movies. Everything's at TheReeler.com. And I'm S.T. Van Arisdale, and hope to see you soon. Thanks.